It's not about how hard a task feels to accomplish. It's about the consistency and effort that you put into it. Have you been listening to the podcast for a while and secretly wish you could ask me your personal questions when it comes to parenting? Well, guess what? Now you can. This summer, I'm hosting a parenting course called Aligned Parenting. And the way that we've structured it is as soon as you register, you will gain immediate access, lifetime access, which means you can look at it again and again and again, to the 6 modules that we created for the Understanding Your Child's Behavior. This is all about helping you cultivate the relationship that you desire with your children, understanding how to handle tantrums, how to handle your own big emotions when you feel triggered, and create that legacy that you want to leave with your children. So this is the beauty of it. Once you register, you get immediate access to the content, and then in July and August, we have created at least 12 live coaching sessions, different times, different days. So depending on which time zone you're in or where you live or your work schedule and whatever that looks like for you, where you can just simply hop on these coaching calls, ask your questions, listen in, and get the instant feedback from me and 2 other coaches on my team. So we've made this easy, we've made this accessible, and we've made it a done-for-you program where you can do the modules on your own pace and ask for help multiple times so that we can help you not only have an epic summer, but an epic life with your children. So head on over to momisincontrol.com/summer to check it out today. Hey ladies, I'm back, and today I wanted to talk about something, a little light bulb moment that I had at the gym today. And this is why I'm such an advocate for working out. When I started my personal development process, actually when I started my business, I really had to up my physical energy game. And for years, I told myself, I'm not athletic. I'm not, into fitness. It doesn't come naturally to me. And, I don't need to work out because I'm skinny when, really skinny people are unhealthy too. It's just our cultural obsession with body image and all of that shit. So I didn't really work out. And then when I started my business and, looking at my shit and personal development and growing, my fear and anxiety heightened a lot. And so I remember waking up at 2:00 in the morning, not being able to sleep and just running on the treadmill. And I think I bought a used treadmill at that time, and it was in the basement. And, I had babies, like little babies, like little boys. And I just would fucking run. And I do not identify as a runner at all. And I would just run and run and run because I was so anxious and I didn't know what to do. And after going through chemo and cancer and all of that journey and recovery, I had this desire to really up my game in life, but I didn't, of course I was going to the next evolution to commit myself to something bigger, but I had this physical feeling of needing to run, to physically run. And so that's when I signed up for my first half marathon, and I started to train for it. And I joined a local running club, and I kept telling myself, I'm not a runner. And even today, I don't enjoy it. I don't really identify as one. I don't do it a lot as much anymore unless I'm training for a race or something. But running gave me so it was like letting go of so much. And I didn't care if I injured myself or if I was doing it correctly. It was just the act of mentally pushing through a run that was the game changer for me. So I had a similar aha moment. So the reason why I'm telling you this story is because I just want to advocate for you to really honor your physical fitness because it's been a game changer for me. And when you're not focused on what you look like that's just a natural side effect of moving your body. And, that's a whole nother conversation. But when I'm not focused on what I look like, but I'm more focused on how I feel after a workout or how I feel in general, to get, the blood pumping and all of that energy moving through my body, that's pretty much the main reason why I work out. So I was at the gym today and we were doing this exercise. It was like bicep curls, and then we had to I'm not a fitness person. So bicep curls and then a thruster, maybe, whatever the heck you want to call it. So you're making this movement, your arms are next to you, you're pulling the weight up, and then you're pushing it over your head. So it's like a push press or something. I'm probably saying this wrong, and I apologize. So these two movements, and she's like, okay, you're going to grab 10-pound weights. And so I did it for a few, and I was like, oh my God, this weight is too light. She's like, yep, you have to do 20 reps. I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I'm holding this weight, no big deal, right? Boom, boom, doing what I need to do, the consistency of it, right? Showing up every single day, doing every single rep. I'm getting to like 15 and my arms are on fire, okay? And then we have like 3 rounds of this exercise that we have to do, and then there was something else we had to do in between. And she goes, yeah, never underestimate 10 pounds. And I just had this aha moment where I'm like, just because it might feel easy at the beginning doesn't mean that it is going to always feel easy. That the consistency of it, that is how, one, we create momentum in our lives, and we, create the build up of getting that strength. So the whole purpose of doing this exercise is to gain arm strength, right? So if I'm taking a little weight, aka one little task, right, where I'll tell people micro actions, guys, micro actions, like tiny, tiny daily steps. You're like, okay, today I'm just going to drink my water. At the end of the day, you've pushed it up and you're like, did that really make a difference? Like, I don't really see any difference. But then you're drinking your water for 20 days, aka 20 reps, right? And you're having those little micro steps and you're like, I'm starting to feel better. Like something is changing inside of me. It's not about this all or nothing attitude that we've been conditioned to have. It's not about hustle, grind, push, push, push. No. The only time you need to push is when there's a fucking baby coming out of your vagina. That is when you need to push. But other than that, it's consistency. And yes, sometimes you need to face your fear. You need to face the fear and you need to rise. But when you're not afraid and you're not resisting anything and you've done what you need to do for the day and you're buying into do more, do more, do more, do more, push, 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 that is when you're doing it from a very unhealthy place. So, my lesson of the day was pick up that 10-pound weight. It's not going to feel heavy. Be consistent with the movement, aka action, and the compound effect of little by little by little by little, that is where you gain your strength. So just reflect on your life and ask yourself, where do I want to see improvement? And what little tiny action steps am I being consistent with? And start to pair those with other things that you're doing, whether it's getting ready or making your coffee in the morning or driving home. Okay, drive home and then sit in your car for 3 to 5 minutes and do a little eyes closed, just tuning into your body before you go in the house. It's these little micro action steps that make all the difference. Talk soon.
I think it's shifted my parenting in the sense that I see the joy in it. The joy in these fractions of a second that you have your 11-year-old wanting to give you a hug, even though he sees his friends are around, and capturing those moments just in your heart, and then using those joyful moments to light your whole day, and not dwell on the negative things like, oh, I forgot his lunch bag, or I've got to pack another snack, or whatever. Focusing on the joyful things. These children are gifts, and we only have them for a small amount of time. So I think it's been really just being able to see the gift that they bring us, as opposed to the burden that they put on us.
Before I found Heather, life felt hard. I felt stuck. I had a newborn baby. I think she was 3 or 4 months old when I started looking for podcasts to help me be a better mom, because I felt the life that I had lived when I was younger. If my child had to go through that, I don't think I could live with myself. So I felt that I had to get my stuff in order to be the best mom for her. I was angry. I was very angry. Everybody around me walked on eggshells. I would come home and just constantly yell and scream and throw things. And it was like a tantrum every single day.
A dark, lost mother. I was putting all my love and energy into my children, but yet yelling at them nonstop. And there was just tons of shifts happening in my life. Leaving the corporate world was part of it. Not connecting with my husband and screaming at my kids, and I needed to change.
I think my main focus was presence. I had to work on actually living my life and being present for my life. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times I was just definitely autopilot through everything. I was really focused on how can I actually be here? How can I actually see my kids and not be like, oh, they just grew up and I don't know what happened, or, go through my day and seeing patients and I have no idea who I just saw 5 minutes ago. Wanted to actually work on being there. And that has led to a lot. Just realizing how disconnected I was from myself.